This machine is known as the Buffalo Chopper. It is very similar to the vertical chopper, only it is going to do a much lesser or much smaller quantity of product at a time. To assemble the machine, we have our bowl that spins in a circular pattern that we will set on its stand. Notice when I put this bowl on, right now it is loose. If I spin the bowl counterclockwise until it locks into position, it is not going to move. You want to make sure that this bowl is locked into position before you start operating or turn the machine on. Next part that we're going to put on is the blade. Again, in an S shape, it has a right and a wrong side to put on. Notice the groove going down the middle of the blade. That part is going to go in towards the body of the machine. Very simply slip it on over the rod. And it will snugly fit. Next thing I want to do is take the fork. There is a lip on the back side of this fork. You want to make sure that that lip is facing downward. There is a spot in the back here that will fit inside of that hole to put your, that the blade will run through. Next thing we have here is a knob that is threaded on the inside. It will fit over the blade and snug it into position. It's a good practice to spin this blade a couple times just to make sure that everything is lining up properly. Last part of this is the housing. To put this on, there are grooves here in the machine and pegs that fit over. When you put this down, do not drop it. Be careful with it. If you slam it down, it could possibly break. So you want to make sure that you let it down easily. Before I am able to turn the machine on, there is a lever that is spring-loaded in the back here. And if I do not have depressed, and I'm going to show you this now, I cannot turn the machine on. Okay? In order for this to be running properly, this lid has to be locked in place. And very simply, as I demonstrated, put it down on the handle and turn it, and it will lock that bowl into place. Again, it will not turn on if that knob in the back here is not locked in place. Now the machine is ready to operate. I have turned it on. This here is the on-off switch. It is in the off position right now. To turn it on, turn the knob. You can see the bowl is spinning in a circular pattern going clockwise. Underneath of this housing here, those blades are turning this direction, chopping the product up. When I am ready to add my product, I am going to do it into batches. I am not going to continuously put product in. I will add one batch of food, wait until it is done chopping in the size that I would like it to be, and then I'm going to remove it. There are several ways to remove your product. You can turn the machine off, loosen the housing, open it up, spin your bowl, remove the product, and dump it into another container. Your other containers could be a mixing bowl, a hotel pan, a bus pan, anything that will hold product is fine as long as it didn't have chemicals in it. Another and more common way to remove product is to leave the bowl running. You can take your hand, set it inside the bowl in the front part here, and scoop the product into another bowl. You want to be careful though not to let your fingers enter the housing at all. If you do that, you could possibly take the tips of them off or lose a finger. Another tool that we have here in the kitchen is a rubber spatula. If you do not want to put your hand inside of the bowl, you can use a rubber spatula to scrape it out. And we also have these plastic bench scrapers. But again, be careful not to drop the bench scraper or the spatula under the housing. It will come chopped out under the other side. When you are done, make sure you get all of your product out. We will disassemble the machine, taking off the housing, removing the knob, removing the blade, removing the fork, and the bowl as well. All of these items will be taken over to the dishwasher and run through the dishwasher. It is your responsibility to make sure that the machine is reassembled before you are done for the day. If the machine itself is dirty, we will get our red cleaning buckets with some detergent and a cleaning rag and clean the machine. There will be bits and pieces of whatever you are chopping up around the machine itself. You want to make sure you clean the machine. Move the machine out of the way, and also wipe off any debris that is on the counter. This is the buffalo chopper.